सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Chant number 8 and 9. तपसा क्षीयते ब्रह्म
बाजी
तपसा चीयते ब्रह्म
तथोन्नमभिजायते
ततोन्मजा अभिजायते
अन्नात् प्राणो मनः सत्यम्
अन्नात् प्राणो मनः सत्यम्
लोकाः कर्मसु चामृतम्
लोकाः कर्मसु चामृतम्
यः सर्वज्ञः सर्ववित्
यः सर्वज्ञः सर्ववित्
यस्य ज्ञानमयं तपः
यस्य ज्ञानमयं तपः
तस्मादेतद्ब्रह्म नाम रूपम्
तस्मादेतद्ब्रह्म नाम रूपम्
अन्नं च जायते।
अन्नं च जायते।
So, the last class we had completed mantra number 8 and entered 9, about to complete 9. So, since the class was not recorded, I will give you a brief summary of what was said last time. Number 8 talks about Srishti Krama, the order of creation. Very briefly, in one mantra, the entire order of creation talked about. We saw that 1A, Avyakritam, unmanifest, 1B, the unmanifest getting ready to manifest. Readiness is there. Vyachikishata avastha 1b. Vyachikishata means, so Shankara was telling that. Getting ready. The readiness is there. The desire to manifest has come. So 1a, 1b. Then 2a now began. Manifestation began. Pranaf pradhanaha hiranyagarbha. Entire 2 is hiranyagarbha. And then 2a, prana pradhanaha, and then 2b, manaf pradhanaha. 1a, 1b, 2a, 2b. Then 3a. 3a is the Sukshma Panchabhutani that have been created in the stage 2, not mentioned in the stage 2, have to now become gross. From Sukshma Panchabhutani, Sthula Panchabhutani have to come. That is 3a, referred to by the word Satyam. 3a. Then from 3a, Lokaha. And you can say 3c also. And then Karmasu, all the Prani, all Praninaha, all of them with their respective. Each Prani has to have a karma, not randomly produced. No Jiva is randomly produced. Everybody has a karma. So Pakka law, the law of karma at work. Entire everything is in order. That is why science is possible. Science doesn't get into karma. Karma is the job of dharma, religion. So, all laws, whether it is religious laws, secular laws, all these are words we use. For us, there is no such thing called secular. Everything is Ishvara at work. So, how can you separate out, oh, this is religion, this is secular? That division was never there in our dharma, even now it is not there. Popularly, it has come about, and we have to be a bit careful about what questions you ask home and all that. Anyway, this was talked about in the 8th mantra. And suppose nobody asked me this question, but suppose somebody asked the question, hey, what about this Darwin's theory of evolution? That also is a type of model that says, unicellular and multicellular division and then slightly bigger organisms and then so on. And there is a particular model. I've forgotten the model. But in college or somewhere we studied it. And how these, look at the animals and how they camouflage. They seem so camouflaged. There's a bird, every day it comes, and you can't even see the bird on the tree. The bird second. And the tree is also somewhat brownish with brown branches and all that. Green leaves also there. And this bird is also exactly brown with spotted, brown and dark brown, light brown spotted. You can't figure it out. You can't see the bird at all. Unless you zoom in and then you can't see it. So on that Darwin's theory of evolution, they talk about how these things evolve, survival of the fittest and so forth. All that you've seen. Okay, what is the connection between that model and this model? That model talks about some type of evolution, all right. Let it be. But in our model, this the so-called very advanced self-conscious human being in just this birth can end up being a bacteria in the next birth. No connection between that evolution. Let it be okay. Aisa hona hai to hone do. But there is no connection between that and this. This is the travel of the jiva. Jiva can take on any body. A unicellular body also is a jiva only. And so anything is possible based on karma. All right. That is that. Then we went to the next mantra. The next mantra. We have not completed it. But we encountered two new words. Sarvajyaha, Sarvavit. Both words mean the same thing, really speaking. They etymologically means the same thing. Nya dhatu. You can convert a dhatu into a noun. A dhatu is a root. And then root gives a lot of verbs. From the root, you get a lot of verbs. Like Nya Dhatu will give things like Janati, he knows, she knows. Janitaha, they both know. Jananti, they all know. Like this, you have 90 forms for 10 different lakaras, as we say, tenses and modes. Each particular uh, tense, you will have 9 forms. You know all these things. That is active voice. The passive voice, you have another 90 forms. So only 180 forms for every thought. All right. Now this is the common. It's called a conjugation. Then, but you can convert a dhatu into a noun also. Tell me what you call the person who knows. Okay, he knows, she knows, they know, I know, you know, they all know, we all know. All these are forms are there. We will know, I will know. All these forms are there. Now tell me, what about how do you refer to the person who knows? If you say a person who knows will be called a jnaha. Jnaha, that's it. Jnaha. Okay. Yeah. So this is called ghata in Sanskrit. Ghata. Ghata. One who knows all about parts is what? Ghatagnaha. Ghatagnaha. Then all of us are wearing clothes. So this is called pataha. This cloth is called pataha. And somebody has to make cloth. And that guy who makes cloth must know how to make the cloth, know all about cloth, and whether it should be cotton or polyester, this, that, what it should be texture and fineness, thickness, everything the person should know. And that person is called what? Patagnaha. Obviously, Katagnaha, Patagnaha. Then what is the name of the person who knows everything? Sarvam Janati iti Sarvajnaha. Katagnaha, Patagnaha, Sarvajnaha. All right. So somebody selling milk. That fellow says Kshirajnaha. He must know all about cows and milk and all the related processes he must know. What is good for the cow also you should know. And so Kshirajnaha you can say, or Dhenujnaha. Dhenu is cow. All right. So that is Sarvajnaha. You replace Nyaha with because there is a dhatu called Vij. Many dhatus are there which can mean knowledge, knowing. So that with has come here. Sarvajnaha, Sarvavid, Sarvam Veti iti Sarvavid. One who knows everything is Sarvavid. But in the Vedanta Shastra, when two words like this are used by the Upanishad, we have to try hard not to give the same meaning to these two words. The Upanishad has something in mind. What is it the Upanishad has? What does she have in mind? Like that we have to ask. And for Shankaracharya, he is helping us by saying, hey, Samanyena janati sarvam janati iti sarvajnaha. In general, the person knows everything. Person means Ishvara in this case. Because creation is being talked about. In general, everything is known. And then Visheshena, what word he used? Visheshataya. Okay. And so Visheshena sarvam veti iti sarvaviti. Samanyena Visheshen. Samanyena means in general. In general, like the child went to the jewelry store and said, Mom, this is all gold. That's it. But the girl is a jnani. Kanchanagnaha or Kanchanagnya. That's what she is. Because she knows. She knows the essence of the entire world of ornaments. She knows now. But she doesn't know a lot of things also. She cannot make jewelry and she doesn't know the price of all these things. She knows nothing. Beyond that, she knows very little. That very little of what? Visheshena janati. That Vishesh specifics. All the specific. They say the devil is in the details. This I heard in America. The devil is in the details. Means when you get into details, you get into all kinds of problems. That is the meaning. So that details nahi janati. He doesn't know. Sahana janati. Sahana janati. So the person who knows all the details is called a sarvavit. This also we saw last time. Then Jnani, which category Jnani will come? Jnani will come in the Sarvajnaha category. Generally, just like the girl knows about gold, like that the Jnani will at once come to know about the entire essence of the Jagat. Sarvam Brahma, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, crystal clear, Spashtena Janati, Spashtataya Janati. Why? Because it's a fact meant to be understood. Therefore, that person is called a Sarvajnaha. Sarvavid, he can't be, she can't be. No human being can be a Sarvavid. Knowing everything about everything. Knowing all details about everything. That is Sarvavid. Jnani is not a Sarvavid. Ishvaraha, Sarvajnaha, Sarvavid. Sometimes the Shastra will say, refer to Ishvara as Sarvajnaha in some mantra somewhere. So we should not. We understand the difference. There is this big difference. Samanya Jnanam is there, Vishesha Jnanam is there. But afterwards, the Upanishad may use any word for Ishvara and any word for Jnani also. But just because Jnani is called Sarvavit in some other mantra, in some other Upanishad, we should not say it's referring to the Vishesha Jnana. No. We understand what a Jnani is, we understand what Sarvajnana is, what is possible of a human being, and we understand Ishvara must be Sarvajnaha and Sarvavit. Okay. This kind of discussion also we had last time. So let's read the next part of the Bhashyam. We covered a couple of sentences in the Bhashyam. We can read from the beginning, why not? Yaha
Yaha
Ukta Lakshanaha
Uttalakshanah
Aksharakhyaha
Aksharakhyah
Sarvajnaha
Sarvajnah
Samanyena Sarvam Janati Iti Sarvajnaha
Samanyena Sarvam Janati iti Sarvajnah
Visheshena Sarvam Veti Iti Sarvavid
Visheshena Sarvam Veti iti Sarvavit
Yasya Jnanamayam
Yashya Jnanamayam
Jnana Vikaram Eva
Jnana Vikaram Eva
Sarvajna Lakshanam
Sarvajna Lakshanam
Tapaha
Tapaha
Na Ayasa Lakshanam
Na Ayasa Lakshanam
Tasmat
Tasmat
Yathoktat
Yaduktat
Sarvajnat
Sarvajnat
Etat Uktam
Etat Uttam
Karya Lakshanam Brahma
Karya Lakshanam Brahma
Hiranyagarbhakyam Jayate.
Hiranyagarbhakyam Jayate. धन्यवाद.
So yaha sarvajnaha sarvavit yasya jnanamayam tapaha. The one who is sarvajnaha, the one who is a sarvavit, yasya jnanamayam tapaha. The word tapaha was used in the previous mantra, tapasa chiyate brahma, and one word Shastram said and just walked away from there. Tapasa chiyate. Ishvara creates with tapas, over. And so that meaning of tapas is given here. The entire world is Namarupa, entire universe is Namarupa, everything is Brahma, but differentiated by Namarupa. Just names and names and names, forms and forms and forms, and qualities and qualities and qualities. Form means quality. And so, it is all knowledge, knowing everything. Even though pot seems to be a tangible object outside and pot maker is somewhere else, pot maker's knowledge is manifest as this pot. All right, mud and clay is also there. Pot maker is not he has to rely on the clay to produce this pot. That is our normal creation. But when it comes to Ishvara, the material also is Ishvara only. Therefore, then what is left out is Jnanam. And that Jnanam is there is Brahma only. And that Brahma only has to get manifest as everything in this universe. So, that manifestation process is purely manifestation of knowledge. Knowledge. That is why he's saying here, Upanishad is saying here, Yasya tapaha, that Ishvara's tapas, Yasya means that Sarvajnasya, Ishvarasya. Tapas is nothing but Jnanamayam. Jnanamayam. And what does Shankara say here? Jnana vikaram eva sarvajna lakshanam. Jnana vikaram, last time we saw it. Vikaram means form. Vikaram can mean change. Vikar, roop, in Hindi mein vikar bolte hain. So, vikar is a particular form. Anything that you can explain is called vikar. Oh, it is like this, that like this is called vikar. Okay, any definition you give, it becomes vikar. Only vikar is there, you can define. And Maniprabha also has written a commentary on this. Periodically, you can look up. You are welcome to look up. You don't have to wait for me. He says, Srijyamana sarva padartha abhignatva lakshanam eva. Abhignatva lakshanam, he said. Abhignatva lakshanam is what? Jnatva lakshanam means it's of the character, it's of the nature of knowledge. Abhignatva means not everything. Complete knowledge is of the nature of complete knowledge. Abhitaha, complete. Complete knowledge of what? Sarva padartha. Sarva padartha means all things. Padartha means a thing. Sarva padartha means all things. Means all elements of the universe, all things, all components of the universe, everything that makes up the universe. Sarva padartha. Abhignatva lakshanam. Srijyamana sarva padartha abhignatva lakshanam. Srijyamana, of the universe which is being created. It is being created. Knowledge cannot come after creation. Only for us, knowledge comes after creation. We look at something and say, why? How does it happen? Why does it happen? I'm fascinated by this, what do you call this? Atmospheric phenomena, weather patterns and climate. How is like this? Why is the weather like this? Like that, if I start asking, things are already there. Now I have to figure out. I have to get into Ishvara's mind and try to figure out all these things. For us, it's like that. For Ishvara, it's not like that. And even a manufacturer of anything, knowledge is already there. May not be complete knowledge, but knowledge is there. And then production starts. So knowledge precedes production. So here he says, Jnana vikaram eva sarvajna lakshanam. Sarvajna, characterized by all knowledge. Sarvajna means sarvajna. Characterized by all knowledge. All knowledge means not the general knowledge, but jnana vikaram. So it has to be specific knowledge. It is unthinkable also for a human being. Unthinkable. But I can appreciate what this is because it's like the dream. In the dream also, I create a world. Within a fraction of a second, I don't know how many times, I don't know if scientists have studied it. Just like that, I create. I create a world, and that world is not an ordinary world. It has everything that I see outside. It has streets, it has vehicles, it has people. I am also there, and then suddenly I have to go to the doctor. Doctor's office also is there. All the equipment in the doctor's office also is there in the dream. All the X-ray machines and everything is there. How? So some knowledge must be there to create all that. So So that kind of sarvagnya lakshanam, jnanamayam, tapaha, tapaha. Shankaracharya hence. Don't get carried away. Don't think God is doing Sirishasana and all that and trying to doing pranayama, practicing. I'm going to start creating and therefore I have to get ready for all these things. My health, physical health should be good, mental health should be good. Let me go visit some psychologists and I'll take care of myself. All that is not there. Anayasa lakshana. Ayasa means prayatna, effort. Characterized lakshanam, characterized by effortlessness. Effortlessness. That also we saw last time. Okay. So that kind of tapas, it's a different kind of tapas, which is characterized by knowledge, complete knowledge and effortlessness. Okay, this much we saw last time, I think. So you wanted a recap, so we have a recap. All right. Let's read the next. We read it, I think. Tasmad that. All right. Okay. Tasmat. Now the second half of the mantra is being explained by Shankaracharya. Tasmat. Tasmat yetad brahma nama rupam annam cha jayate. Tasmat jayate. From that, tasmat. Tasmat which Shankara says from sarvajnat or sarvajnat. From that sarvajna that was mentioned in the previous line, half of the mantra. Tasmat, from that jayate is born. Something is born. From the Ishvara, everything else is born. Jayate. All right. Tasmat sarvajnat yathoktat sarvajnat. That sarvajna, which was mentioned earlier already. Yathoktat, Shankara is saying. And for which I have given a Bhashyam, he says, Samanyena sarvam janati iti sarvajnaha. So yathoktat, as told before. That sarvajna, as told before. From that sarvajna, yetad brahma nama rupam jayate. Yetad, this. Now, this when somebody says, okay, it can be something new that just got introduced. This. Or it is something that was already mentioned. This thing that we talked about also is there. So here, Ukta Karya Lakshana. This world that was already mentioned. Uktam means mentioned. Karya Lakshana. Characterized by the produced products. Karya means what? Effect, product, creation. So, Ukta Karya Lakshanam Brahma. Now Shankaracharya is saying, now he knows this Brahma is what Brahma? Nirgunam Brahma or creator Nirgunam Brahma or what? No, it is a created Brahma. Created Karya Lakshanam Brahma. Brahma was created also. Well, so he's saying Hiranya Garbhakyam Jayate. Previous mantra already said 2A and 2B Prana Pradana Hiranya Garbhaha. That Brahma. Take this Brahma to be that Hiranya Garbhaha. Okay, don't take this Brahma to be Ishvara, the creator. No. Brahma is the effect, the product, Karya Lakshanam, Hiranya Garbhakyam Jayate. And that's a Prathamajaha. First mantra, Brahma was mentioned. Brahma Devanam Prathama Sambhavuva. Brahmaji Hiranyagarbha was the first born. He is the one who came out first, manifested first. That Brahmaji here is being talked about. Okay. And Vishwasya Karta. There Brahmaji was called Vishwasya Karta, the creator of the entire universe. Means Brahman with Maya outsourced all the creation work to Brahmaji. Outsourcing, don't think outsourcing, America did outsourcing and all that. Long before America outsourced production, entire production to China. And now America is realizing the problem and all this MAGA, MEGA and all is coming up. And so make America great again. Yeah. Life is not that simple. So Brahmaji. Already Brahmaji was the first contractor. Okay. So Hiranyagarbha Kyam Jayate Kincha. Moreover, not just Brahma was produced, something else also was made. What else was made? Kincha. Nama. Nama means what? Shankaracharya is telling us. Asau Deva Dattaha. Did we read all this? No, I don't think so.
No, Guruji, that we are not
No.
studying.
Yeah, we have to read this. Yeah. Kincha
किञ्च
Nama
नाम
Asau Deva Dattaha
असौ देवदत्तः
Yajna Dattaha
यज्ञदत्तः
Ityadi Lakshanam
इत्यादिलक्षणम्
Rupam
रूपम्
Idam Shuklam
इदं शुक्लम्
Neelam Ityadi
नीलम् इत्यादि
Annam Cha
अन्नं च
Vrihi Yavadi Lakshanam
व्रीहि यवादिलक्षणम्
Jayate
जायते
Purva Mantra
पूर्वमन्त्र
Uktakramena
उक्तक्रमेण
Iti
इति
Avirodha Drashtavyaha.
अविरोधः द्रष्टव्यः
Kincha, moreover. Moreover means besides Brahma being created, moreover, yeah, Nama also is there. Nama. Nama means how do I? Nama means name. Nama. Napumsakam. Nama, Namani, Namani. Name. Name is also created. Asau Devadattaha, Yajnadattaha, Ityadi Lakshanam. Hey, name means what you have. You all of you have names. So like that, you pick your own name. So like that, Sita, Gita, like that, pick your names. And then here he's saying, Yajna Dattaha, Deva Dattaha. These are all names that Shastra uses. Very interesting. They don't say Vikram, Vivek and all that. Those words they don't use. Vivek is used only for Adhikaritvam, Vivekaha. That is the only place Vivek comes. Everywhere else it doesn't. Nowhere else it comes. Deva Datta, Yajna Datta comes periodically. So, Asau Deva Dattaha, Yajna Dattaha, this person is Deva Datta, this person is Yajna Datta, Ityadi Lakshanam, like this, that is all name. You know all this. What do you know now what is being meant by name? That is exactly what Upanishad is saying. Then Rupam, Idam Shuklam, Neelam, Ityadi. This is white, this is blue, like that if you say. Blue is not the name of a person, you know. It characterizes something, some object or some person or anything. So that thing which characterizes is called Rupam. Rupam. So Neelam, Shuklam. So there is a text called Drishya Viveka, written by Bharati Tirtha Swami. So I was reminded of that when I was reading this. Neelapita Stula Sukshma. Neelapita Stula Sukshma Hrasva Dirghadi Bedataha. He says, look at this. He's talking about this Viveka, Drishya Viveka, you know. The discernment between the seer and the seen. That is the name of the textbook. So now he's talking about this Rupam. His eyes are good. What is the purpose of the eyes? Neela Pita Stula Sukshma Hrasva Dirghadi Bhedataha Pashyete. So the eyes are good. It is able to find out Neela Pita, blue, yellow color. Stula Sukshma, big and small. Or what big, small. Stula Sukshma. Hrasva Dirgha, short, long. Bhedataha. All these Vedas, these eyes are very good at figuring out. Okay. Then look at the next line. Nana Vidhani Rupani Pashyen Lochanam Ekata. Just the one eye is enough. Eye doesn't need anybody else's help. It doesn't need the ear's help. Nothing it needs. By itself, Ekada, it is able to figure out all these Vedas. Rupa Vedas. Okay. Then next shloka, he is saying, Andhya Mandhya Patuttveshu Netra Dharmeshu Chaikada. But then, What about the problems the eyes are having? Like my eyes are dry, my eyes are short-sighted. Like that, so many problems are there, which are the characteristics of the eye. Eye is good at figuring out the characteristics of the entire universe. The star is so many light years away. All that, I can't figure out, but at least it can see the star. So much it can do. But when it comes to short-sightedness, andhyam means blindness. Mandhyam means the cataract. So not visible, blurry eyes. Andhyamandhya patutveshu. Netradharmeshu chaikada sankalpayet manaha. Then he says, you know what, there is something called mind behind the eyes, and that mind only is able to say that the eyes are short-sighted, etc. All the qualities of the eyes. Like that, he says that. So that Pita comes suddenly. Idam Shuklam. Shuklam is white. Neelam means blue. Ityadi. Like that, you can fill up all the attributes, rupam, sounds, everything can come up. Short, long, and so many words. I'm telling you, the words in the dictionary, if you look, every word just characterizes something, defines something. The better we understand a word, means the greater, what do you call it? The greater mastery we have with the language, the better we will be using better we will be at using the words, and therefore better will be the communication, and then the other person listening to it should be able to understand what you're saying. And then if that person does not understand, then I must have the capacity to use other words to explain what I'm saying. So very beautiful it is. So all that is rupam, nama and rupa. Nama is used to express rupa. Devadatta also is a nama, but it expresses this person, one particular person it is. All right. Nama, Rupam, Annam cha jayate. Annam. Shankaracharya. Okay. Vrihi yavadi lakshanam. Annam. Annam literally here means food, he's saying. Food. Vrihi. Vrihi. Vrihi means this one. Rice, chawal, nil, paddy. Paddy. That rice with the husk on it. That is called vrihi. Then yava. Yava is barley. Barley. So, Vali Arishi say in Tamil, I think that's what it is. Var Godumai, like that, sometimes they use that word. Hindi mein they say Jau. I think Jau is Yava, Jau, barley. So, Brihayascha me Yavascha me Mashascha me Tilascha me, like that in Chamakam it comes. Tilascha me Til, sesame seed. So, there's a big list of all these things. But here, all those things are called Annam. Annam is literally food. That is what Shankaracharya is saying here. And why should Shankaracharya take pains like this? To explain what food is for us, as though we don't know what food is. He's saying because
Uh, Oshadeyaha he had mentioned earlier.
Previous
Tatha
previous Annam was different.
correct. Previous Annam is nothing to do with this Annam. Nothing. The previous Annam is so confusing it is. Previous Annam was something else. You want to know what that something else is? You may have forgotten, but let's see.
Starting point.
See, Brahma, Tatonnam Abhijayate. From Brahma, Annam came. This Annam is still unmanifest, ready to manifest Maya. Okay, that is Annam. That is why he is taking some time to say it's all these grains are all Annam. Jayate. And then Purva Mantra Ukta Kramena Iti Avirodaha Drashtavyaha. Hey, don't get carried away by all these different words like Satyam and Annam and all these things. And Brahma here is Hiranyagarbha. Brahma there is Tapasa Chiyate Brahma. That is not Hiranyagarbha. That is Nirgunam Brahma along with Maya has to come. All that is there. Here it is Ishvara. Here Hiranyagarbha, product of Ishvara. And so all these words, opposite meanings are there in between these two mantras itself. Therefore, he is saying, Purva Mantrokta Kramena. Hey, as told in the previous mantra, only same order only. I am not changing the order. This mantra is not changing anything. Virodaha Drashtavyaha. You make sure you don't see any contradiction between the two mantras. That is what he is saying. So, beautiful. Bhashyam. This is what Bhashyam is. Bhashyam is there. Bhashyakara. So, there is a rule. Bhashyam also, there is a particular sloka they say. I forgot what it is now. What constitutes a commentary of a text? There must be certain attributes. So, that comes into play here. So, therefore, Sarvajnaha means Sarvajnaha, Sarvajna. This one, Sarvavit is there. Brahmavida apnoti param tadesha bhyukta. Brahmanandavali in Taittiriya Upanishad starts like this. Brahmavida apnoti param. The one who knows Brahma, Brahmavit, like Sarvavit here. Brahmavit is one who knows Brahma. Apnoti param, gains the infinite. This is the statement that is made. Brahmavit means what? That person is a Sarvajnaha or Sarvavit. That person is a Sarvajnaha. Brahmavit is a Sarvajnaha. Because that person knows Brahma, which is the essence of the entire universe, which is the cause of the entire universe, and which is the self, that is the Atma. All that the person knows. Samanyena janati. Brahmavit. So Brahmavit, when such a mantra comes, then it is, you can say, that person is a Sarvajnaha in this mantra, Sarvajnaha. Goes to Brahmavit of that Upanishad. And so, Swami Paramathanandaji says something interesting here. He is referring to this dialogue, this debate between Shankaracharya and Mandana Mishra. You all know that debate was there. Then Mandana Mishra was a Karmakandi. And he says through rituals only moksha can be gained. Through karma only moksha can be gained. And so Shankara says, no, it's not correct. Rituals are important, but rituals cannot give moksha. It will only perpetuate samsara. That is our theory, Dvainda Vedanta. Karma will perpetuate samsara. It can never remove samsara. Because karma is a product of ignorance. Anyway. So then, this thing, Mandana Mishra's wife is the referee of this debate. They wear this kind of mala and all. There is some story how Mandana Mishra's mala becomes, so the flower gets withering, it gets withered, So that kind of story and all we hear. And Shankara's thing, mala was great and it was still fresh. Okay, let that be. But then, after the debate is over, Mandana Mishra's wife says, okay, you won him, but you did not win over me. I am the other half of Mandana Mishra. Tell me about married life, she says. Shankaracharya cannot talk about married life. Because he was not married, that kind of married life. And so, then there is a story that Shankara entered into the dead body of a king and then became alive in that body, and then over a month he was there as the king and then came out of it and reported back to Mandana Mishra's wife, and Mandana Mishra's wife says, yes, you are the victor, you are the winner. Like that, there is a story. Swamiji Paramarthanandaji says, this story seems to be an interpolation. Somebody has inserted this, and this story may not be true, Swamiji says. Why it is not true? This idea of living samsara vidya, grasta vidya, it is paravidya or aparavidya? It is aparavidya. What is the connection between aparavidya and moksha? He just said Sarvajnaha Sarvavit. Sarvavit knows all these things. What Mandana Mishra's wife said is there in the Sarvavit category. It is not there in the Sarvajnaha category. And so, You are combining two different things. The Mishra already saluted, but the wife did not allow. So it seems to be it was some more enthusiastic somebody. I said, you have to give a lot of credit to Shankara. You have to justify Shankara. How can you say Shankara doesn't know about married life? That's so. I mean, he's a jnani, he's a Mahatma, he's Shiva, Sakshat Shiva. Can you say Shiva doesn't know anything about all these things? Some part of the world only he knows. Other part he doesn't know. You can't say like that. So he's given all this to Shankaracharya. Like that, Swamiji says. So we have to, as we study more and more, we will gain that ability to interpret all these things. So, Samanya Jnanena Paravidya. Samanya Jnanam is Paravidya, and Paravidyaya Sarvajnaha. Sarvajnaha word comes along with this. You have to attach Paravidya, which is Samanya Jnanam, general knowledge. Okay. General as in non-specific Brahma. Nirgunam Brahma. Nirguna Brahma Vidya. Okay, Brahma Vidya, Nirguna Brahma Vidya. Then Vishesha Jnanina, Apara Vidya, Sarvavid. All right. Yeah, Virodaha. So this completes this mantra. And so these two mantras, 8 and 9, talks about this Srishti Kramaha. And let's quickly look at all the mantras of this first Khanda of the first Mundaka. In Kathopanishad, we had Adhyayaha, chapter. There were 2 chapters and then 3 vallis in each chapter. So we had 6 vallis we studied. Here it is a little different. Instead of Adhyaya, Upanishad uses the word Khandaha. Khandaha. I'm sorry, Mundaka. Sorry, take that back. Mundaka. There are 3 Mundakas. Mundaka 1, Mundaka 2, Mundaka 3. And then within each Mundaka, there are 2 Khandas. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2, 3.1. So again, here also 6 Khandas will be studied. So 1.1 just got over. Let's go back and take a look at this. So, Brahma Devanam is the first mantra, and second mantra, Atharvana, etc. Both of them give what is called the Guru Parampara, Acharya Parampara, right? Starting from Brahma onwards. Brahma taught Atharva, etc. All that list of teachers and students is given here. And then, first mantra also praise of Brahma Vidya. When Brahmaji teaches something, that something must be great. Must be great. And so the Stuti, Brahma Vidya Stuti also is indicated in the first mantra, Brahma Devana. Okay, 1, 2, then 3. Shaunakoha Havai Mahashalaha. Shaunaka is approaching Guru, his Guru, who is Angiras. So that Guru is being approached. So Guru Prasatihi, and also asking a question, whose answer comprises the rest of the Upanishad. Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. Very important question. Then, tasmai sahovacha, mantra number 4. He starts, Angiras starts by saying there are 2 kinds of knowledge to be known, Paravidya and Aparavidya. And he briefly tells what that Para and Apara are in the next 2 mantras, 5. Next mantra, in fact, 5. All Rigvedadi, etc. is Aparavidya. And Yaya Tad Aksharam Adhigamyate is Paravidya. We saw that. Then number 6, Yattad Adreshyam Akrahkyam Agotram Avarnam, etc. So that mantra now expresses what is that Paravidya. Yaya Tad Aksharam Adhigamyate, that by which Aksharam is understood is Paravidya. Okay, tell me a little more about that Aksharam. Yeah, that little more about that Aksharam is number 6. Yattad Adreshyam. Then number 7. Number 7 and 8. 7 gives an idea of how to think of this creation. Okay, how to think of this creation. This creation is not like all the other creations you and I know about. So that abhinna nimitta upadana karanam, by giving the example of the spider, the creator and the material are the one and the same. Okay? That idea is expressed by 3 examples that were given here. Abhinna nimitta, and then this keshalomani, hair growing out of a human being. Okay? That example is given to say that the creator is a conscious entity, but the produced product, the creation, the world, the universe is not a conscious entity. It is of a different type. Like the hair is jada, insentient. So that sentience and sentient. The produced world is insentient. The creator is a conscious being. Like that we talked about. That doesn't mean there are no sentient beings in the universe. All living beings are all sentient beings. But still, that sentience is manifest. The sentiency of the creator is manifest. And so that's where this anatma confusion is there. And I take the body to be conscious, but the body is really not conscious. Body is jadam. It is the consciousness that manifests in the body and makes the body appear conscious. Okay? This we have to, that's what we are studying here. All right. So 6, 7, 8 and 9, Srishti Kramaha, the mode of creation was talked about. And so this represents you can say, an introduction to what's coming. And then we'll see next more description of Paravidya and Aparavidya will be there. So let's look at the Anmaya of this mantra. Yaha Sarvajnaha. And then within brackets, Samanyena Sarvam Janati. Sarvavit. Within brackets, Visheshena Sarvam Veti. Iti. Visheshena Sarvam Veti. Iti. Okay. Comma. Yasya tapaha. Yasya tapaha. Anayasa lakshanam, in brackets. Anayasa lakshanam. Jnanamayam bhavati. Bhavati in brackets. Jnanamayam bhavati. Comma. Tasmat sarvajnat. Tasmat sarvajnat. Sarvajnat in brackets. Etad hiranyagarbhakyam. Etad hiranyagarbhakyam in brackets. Etad hiranyagarbhakyam brahma jayate. Hiranyagarbhakyam brahma jayate also in brackets. Full stop. Tasmat sarvajnat etat hiranyagarbhakyam brahma jayate. Next sentence, kincha in brackets. Kincha. Nama Rupam Annam Cha Jayate. Exactly as in the Moolam. Kincha Nama Rupam Annam Cha Jayate. Let me read this again. Yaha sarvajnaha samanyena sarvam janati iti sarvavid visheshena sarvam veti iti yasya tapaha anayasa lakshanam jnanamayam bhavati kama tasmat sarvajnat yetad hiranyagarbhakhyam brahma jayate. Full stop. Kincha nama rupam annam cha jayate.
Guruji, could you kindly repeat anayasa?
Anayasa lakshanam. Shankaracharya's word. All these words in parenthesis are all Shankaracharya's words. So we are never, very rarely we insert our own word here, right? So bhavati. So bhavati is something we inserted because the Shankaracharya doesn't say that. Bhavati means is. Is in this case is. Anyway, next mantra.
But it says Ayasa Lakshanam, Guruji.
Where does it say ayasa lakshanam?
No, it's na
Tapaha na
ayasa.
ayasa.
Before
Okay.
that na is there.
Okay,
Na
okay.
ayasa.
So I got it. I got it.
Yes.
I got it. I got it. So it is, the word is not anayasa lakshanam. It is na ayasa lakshanam. Na ayasa lakshanam. That must be the word. Okay. I'll make a note to correct my notes.
Guruji, could you just repeat it once more? Yes, Sarvajnaha.
Yeah. Yeah. Yaha. Okay. I'm going to read the whole thing, right? Or do you want me to dictate it? I'll read it. Okay. I think you've written it down. So yaha sarvajnaha samanyena sarvam janati iti sarvavit visheshena sarvam veti iti yasya tapaha na ayasa lakshanam jnanamayam bhavati tasmat sarvajnat yetat hiranyagarbhakhyam brahma jayate. Full stop. Kincha nama rupam annam cha jayate. Okay, Remaji?
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. What we'll do is we'll post it in the group also, just so in case you missed a word or two.
Done.
Oh, thank you, Amuji. All right. Second Khanda. Let's start this. Sangaha. Remaji, go ahead and mute yourself.
Oh, okay. Yes, Guruji.
Sangaha.
Sangaha,
Vedaha.
Vedaha,
Aparaha.
Aparaha,
Sorry. I think it must be Apara.
Apara,
Vidya.
Vidya,
Ukta.
Ukta,
Rigvedaha.
Rigvedaha,
Yajurvedaha ityadina.
Yajurvedaha ityadina,
Yattadadreshyam.
Yattadadreshyam,
Ityadina.
Ityadina,
Nama rupam annam cha jayate.
Nama Rupam Annam Cha Jayate,
Ityantena.
Ityantena,
Granthena
Granthena
Uktalakshanam
Uktalakshanam
Aksharam Yaya Vidyaya
Aksharam Yaya Vidyaya
Adhigamyate
Adhigamyate
Iti
Iti
Paravidya
Paravidya
Savisheshana Ukta
Savisheshana Ukta
Ataha
Ataha
Ataha Param
Ataha Param
Anayoho Vidyayoho
Anayoho Vidyayoho
Vishayau
Before that, I have
Vivektavyau.
Vishayau, Vivektavyau. Is that
Okay.
correct?
Anayoho. Yeah. Anayoho Vidyayoho.
Anayoho
Once again.
Vidyayoho.
Wait, wait. Vishay. My internet is not good, is it? Am I audible?
Yes, Guruji, you are audible.
Okay. Vishayau
Vishayau.
Vivektavyau
Vivektavyau.
Samsara Mokshau
Samsara Mokshau.
Iti Uttaraha Granthaha
Iti Uttaraha Granthaha.
Arabhyate.
Arabhyate.
So you can see iti uttaraha grantaha arabhyate. So the next portion of this Upanishad, uttaraha grantaha arabhyate, is begun. Is begun. Like that, Shankara is going to tell, is telling us by these words. Okay. First one is what? Apara vidya ukta. Apara vidya ukta. So make sure you underline those words. That is the main sentence. Apara vidya ukta. In the first portion, it is there. So apara vidyokta may be there in your book. So vidya ukta. That's the way to split it. So apara vidya ukta. Apara vidya was told. Was told. Vedaha. What is that apara vidya? Vedaha. Sangaha. Means Vedas along with the Vedangas. Shiksha, Kalpam, Vyakaranam, Ityadi was told, So that sciences, because in order to understand the Veda, you need a lot of other sciences, preparedness before you get into the Veda. And so that's what he's talking here. Sangaha Vedaha. Vedas accompanied by all the accessories, all the allied knowledge, fields of knowledge, okay, was told as Aparavidya. Aparavidya iti ukta. And what is that? Rig Vedaha, Yajur Vedaha, Ityadina. By that mantra, number 115, fifth mantra of the previous Khanda, was told. In the same manner, Para Vidya Ukta. Make sure you understand, underline those words, okay? Para Vidya Ukta. It is there towards the end of the second line. Savisheshana Ukta. So, Para Vidya Ukta. Underline those three words. That is the main sentence. Paravidya was told, was mentioned. Paravidya was mentioned. By this mantra, so yattadadreshyam agrahyam ityadina. Okay. Paravidya Ukta. So, including Nama Rupam Annam Cha Jayate, all the way. Iti, uh, iti antena, until from that Yattadadreshyam, which elaborated a little on what that Aksharam is, all the way down to on the way down to this last mantra of the previous Khanda, Nama Rupam. So, yes, Sarvajnaha, Sarvavid, all that entire last mantra, previous Khanda. And iti antena granthena ukta lakshanam aksharam yaya vidyaya adhigamyate iti paravidya savisheshana ukta. So that paravidya was told by all these mantras in the previous grantha, previous portion of the text. Ukta lakshanam aksharam. So that aksharam, which is yaya vidyaya adhigamyate, that was already said in that in mantra number 5, was it? So 6, 7, yeah, 5, where Brahmaji had said, or Angiras had said, Atha para yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. That was elaborated by all the succeeding mantras. Okay. Paravidya, savisheshana. Paravidya with some additional description. Savisheshana. Visheshanena saha iti savisheshana. Vidya. It means what? A. Paravidya is a name of a knowledge. And we have to describe what this knowledge is. It's a name. Paravidya is a name. Paravidya does not define what Paravidya is. You have to define what Paravidya is. It's a name that you have given. And so, Xerox is a name. Xerox. It has become so common now. It has become a verb. Somebody starts a company called Xerox. Then that word becomes a verb. Like Google. Google is a meaningless word, really speaking. But it has now become a very meaningful word, and a word we cannot live without also. And so that is how it is. So here, para is the name for this the vidya that is described, savisheshana. So it is described by the words, by mantras like atyattadadresham, etc. Ataha param. From now onwards, ataha param. Anayoho vidyayoho vishayo vivektavyo. Vivektavyo. Anayoho vidyayoho. These two vidyas are talked about. If only the introduction was given to these vidyas, to these two fields of knowledge. And we are still new to Brahma Vidya. And so, Upanishad understands that. And so, these two vidyas have to be clarified even more by giving some examples, some descriptions, and what is unique. What is it that makes one vidya apara vidya? What is this that makes this other vidya para vidya? Vivektavyo have to be properly made distinct, so I can see clearly. I can see the wall that separates these two. Vivektavyo. Vivekaha, same word, Vivektavyo. Look at the word, how a noun is used. It creates a noun out of it. Okay. And in what way will Upanishad separate it out? Samsara mokshau iti. Not a big suspense. There is not much suspense here. Don't think it is going to be a big suspense and some thriller will come. No, it's not like that. Samsara moksha iti. Apara vidya is samsaraha. Para vidya is moksha vidya. Iti. Uttaraha grantaha arabhyate. The next portion of the text is begun. Okay, so this is a fairly straightforward. Uttaraha grantaha arabhyate. He introduces that. Now let's read the next line. Sambandha Bhashyam is not over yet, so it'll be interesting what Shankara says. Tatra
Ramuji.
Tatra apara vidya vishayaha
अपरविद्या विषयः
kartradi sadhana kriya phala bheda rupaha.
साधन क्रिया फल रूप भेदः.
All right, rupa bhedaha, bheda rupaha in my book. Samsaraha
Samsaraha.
Anadihi
Anadihi.
Anantaha
Anantaha.
Dukkha-swarupatvat
Surubatvad.
Hatavyaha
Atavyaha.
Pratyekam
Pratyegam.
Shariribhihi
Shariribihi.
Samastyena.
Samastena.
Pause with that. See the meaning of this. Tatra. In that context, in the context of the need to clarify what is Aparavidya and what is Paravidya, in that context, Tatra. Aparavidya Vishayaha. Underline these words. Aparavidya Vishayaha. Underline that. Then a little later you find the word Samsaraha. Okay, underline that. And then Hatavyaha. Hatavyaha. In your book, there may be a samasa there. In Gita Press, it says Dukkha Swarupatvad Dhatavyaha. So that's what Sandhi makes that happen. So it should be separated as what? Dukkha Swarupatvat Hatavyaha. So you have underlined three words. Aparavidya Vishayaha Samsaraha Hatavyaha. That's it. That's the main sentence. If you understand this sentence, then everything else is a detail. Hatavyaha. Ha. Ha dhatu. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan atmanyevatmana tushtaha sthita prajnasya tadochyate. Ha. Prajahati. Ha. That same ha is here. There, what is the meaning? When a person gives up entirely all kamas, is what literally, that's what was said. All binding desires are gone for this person. Eliminated. Same word here. Hatavyaha must be eliminated. Okay, hatavyaha must be eliminated. What should be eliminated? Samsara. Samsara must be eliminated. That is the whole moksha shastra is like that. Artha, kama, and moksha are samsara. And then samsara swarupaha, and then our moksha is samsaraha, hatavyaha, must be eliminated. And that samsara is what? Aparavidya Vishaya. That's it. Now you understand it, right? The topic of Aparavidya is samsara. And so now he's explaining a little more. That Aparavidya Vishayaha samsaraha kartradi sadhana kriya phala bheda rupaha. Rupaha, it is of the nature of Bheda, all distinctions. Variety bolte hai na. Variety is the spice of life. That variety, Bheda. What kind of Bheda? Kartradi sadhana kriya phala. Okay, let's talk about this. Phalam is result. Kriya is effort, action. You have to do something and then something happens. Result, you gain the result. So Kriya Phalam. And then sadhana. In order to do stuff, you need a lot of stuff also. That lot of stuff I need is called sadhanam. Sadhanam. And in Vedanta, this sadhanam is expressed by all this karakas. There's a very technical word in Sanskrit called karaka. Karaka means what? Hey, you need somebody first. So the person who has to do must sit, must want to do. Otherwise, there is no action possible. So that person is called a karta. But he must have a desire to do something. Otherwise, no action is possible. So karta. And then he says, etc. Etc. means fill up the blanks. Karta needs so many things. For this class, so many things are needed. Set up. Laptop has to work. It has to be turned on. Electricity is needed. I have a tab here where I've written some notes. And it should all be charged up. And there is a small clock I have in front of me. And this light is shining on my face. Okay. So many things are there. I have to set it up before the class begins. Okay, that's all those things, all the accessories. Karta is there. Karma means objects are there, and a subject to teach must be there in this class. So that subject also must be clear. You also must be clear that this subject is going to be taught. And you must also prepare yourself. Be ready for this particular 1.5 hour session. Everything is required. It's all Kartradi Sadhana Lakshanam. Kartradi Sadhana. Everything is happening. For any, whether it is a small thing or a big thing, all these things are required. Kartradi Sadhana Kriya Phala Bhedaha. Then action happens and then something happens after that. After the action, some result has to be there. And so, you can apply it to anything. Anything we do, you apply it. That is Shankaracharya's way of explaining Apara Vidya Vishaya. Apara Vidya means what? Ajnanam. Another way to put it, Ajnanam, Kama, Karma, Karma Phalam, Punarjanma, Ajnanam, Kama, Karma, Karma Phalam, Punarjanma. Correct? That is all Aparavidya. Correct? Another way to put the same. That is Aparavidya Vishayaha Samsaraha. Then he's going to say Anadihi Anantaha Dukkha Swarupatvat Hatavyaha. We'll cover it in the next class. Okay, so he's giving some more description to what this samsara is and why it should be hatavyaha, why samsara must be eliminated. Like that you say. We'll come back. Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarva Sampadam Lokabhiramam Sri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shobharahitaha Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaha Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om